So I'd like to start off by telling you a little story. Once upon a time there was a little boy, and this little boy, he grew up in a state of total perpetual fear. See, if you asked this little boy what his first memory was, he would tell you that his first memory was of having a broken heart and seeing a broken heart. This little boy's first memory was seeing his mom at the front door and his father on the porch, and he wasn't sure what was happening, but they were both crying. He later found out that they were getting divorced. She was grieving the loss of 2 babies and raising 5 others. And she carried on and pressed on, but the subluxations, they just kept coming. He went to a baseball diamond with some of his friends, and his friend was on the pitcher's mound, and his other friend got into the batter's box, and they said, "Landon, why don't you go play catcher?" And I said, "I'm your Huckleberry." I got behind home plate, and his friend just threw a fastball straight down the middle, and his other friend swung for the fence, and it was a foul tip, and it came straight back, and I only had time just to turn my head just enough, and unfortunately I wasn't wearing any protective gear, and the ball knocked me right in the left side of the face. So I went home and I started to develop these headaches, and my mom did what any mom would do in the 90s, is she gave me an aspirin for the pain, to kill the pain. So I took the aspirin and we killed the pain, but the headaches kept coming. And then my sister came home from school and she said, "Mom, what's wrong with Landon's lip?" And my mom went up to me and she said, "Smile, boy." She grabbed my face and I smiled, and she's like, "We got to go to the doctor." So we went right away to the medical doctor, and they ran a bunch of tests, and they did everything that they were supposed to do. They ran MRIs and nerve tests and all these different things, and they basically said, "You have Bell's palsy, paralysis of the facial nerve, and most of those get better on their own. So here's another drug to take for the headaches, and then most of them get better on their own." I went home, took that drug. Unfortunately, my body had a chemical reaction with that drug, and I started to have these rebound headaches. All I could describe it as 10 out of 10 pain, the kind of pain that you just want to get into a dark room. And that chapter of my life became called the dark room because I didn't want to leave the dark room.